Hello everyone, today I'm going to show you how to get the new raid exotic. It's called Divinity. It weakens enemies with a debuff that can stack with other debuffs, so it's actually a pretty strong weapon, and it makes them explode, so it's cool. If you don't have the quest, the first thing you do is load into Saru's Harbor on the moon and take a right turn on your Sparrow. When you cross a red bridge, you'll know you're going the right way. Eventually you'll arrive at the Lunar Battlegrounds, take a left turn there, and look for a big cave in the wall. Once you're in the cave, go to the back of it, look for the Vex Gate, kill the Vex there. Eventually, it's going to go ahead and spawn in a boss. This is a pretty tough boss. Make sure to bring a strong fire team, otherwise you're going to struggle with it. Took me a little while to... After you kill the boss, search his body. You'll find a quest step there. It's going to be a exotic. You're going to need to decrypt it in Lost Sectors on Nessus. We're going to do the Quarry, followed by the Conflux, followed by the Ancient's Haunt. You can do them in any order, though. In the quarry, you're going to go ahead and jump up on the left side of the room just before where the boss spawned. There's an alcove where you'll find an oracle. You're going to scan the oracle, it will say access denied, kill some enemies, and then you can scan it a second time to get access. You need to do that with two more. The next one's in the conflux. It's on the right side at the top of the room this time. Pretty much the same thing. Scan it, kill enemies, scan it a second time. The final lost sector is in the tangle. It's called Ancient's Haunt. Follow the left side wall throughout the whole lost sector, and you will eventually find the final oracle. Once you've done that, it's going to tell you to kill a bunch of Vex and Vex offensive. You're supposed to kill 120, but somehow it only takes 1 minute. I don't understand it. I don't need to. Next step, final non-raid step, go ahead and go to the Lectern of Enchantment and purchase the final step for 30 Phantasmal Fragments. If you don't have those, start saving them. Now we're in the part where you actually do the raid. Go ahead and drop down as soon as you start. Turn around in the beginning, drop down. There is a little node thing on the wall. Don't really know what to call it. You start the quest here. I didn't do that for this video. Once you've done that, go back up the stairs towards where the raid actually starts and take a left side turn. This is where you'll find a node that is spawned by what you just started with the quest, and you're going to need 3 people in this side to go ahead and build the line that will tether you to the other side, which you're going to go back out with the other 3 people, top of the stairs, and take a right turn this time, drop down on the opposite side, shoot, pretty much the same orientation. Once you've got all 3 people on both sides, build a little zigzag across both ways, and you should activate the first terminal. Once the first security bypass is accepted, go ahead and finish the first section of the raid and take a right turn off of the flowery path, drop down to the ledge below, and continue down the path until you find a cavern. You're going to need 3 people on this side. The first one's going into the cave right there. Once they go inside, they're going to stand roughly on the edge of this cube so that the node can connect to them and tether through the hole. The second 2 people are going to continue along the ledge outside. There's going to be another doorway eventually. One of the people is going to take a right turn into this little crevice right here, continue down the path for a moment. They're connecting to the first person who stopped in that other area. Once the second person is in place, the third person is going to go down the same path but not crouch under that little opening. They're going to continue down the main path of the hallway and connect to the second person from this area. Next, we've got 3 more people going to the opposite side. Back on the flowery path, there's a little sakura tree. It's pretty small, it's a little ways back, should be hard to miss though. Go ahead and have 3 people drop down that hole next to the sakura tree, and you're going to have the first person and the second person crouch under this pathway here. The first one's going to go ahead and connect to the third guy from here, and the second person is going to go ahead and crouch under the wall and connect to the fourth person from there. At this point, the first 5 people should be in place pretty easily, and the 6th can go ahead and start right next to where the original drop down under the sakura tree was. They stand on this little plate right here, connect the tether to the final node, and you will have completed the second security bypass. At that point, you can go ahead and continue to the third. The third security bypass is in the next jumping puzzle. If you continue along the right side of the room and along all the branches and flowers, you'll eventually find an area with 3 bulbs. You can see the starting node is actually close to Epic Cookies in this clip here. It's under the branch. It's not particularly obvious unless you're looking down as you run along the farthest out branch. Once you've got that, you're going to connect people in the same order we have here. It's Cookies, me, Beeman, Noah, Dom, Skullix. I would definitely recommend pausing the video to take a look at that because that orientation is a little more difficult than it might look. Continue as normal until you kill the first boss. Once you do that, a node will show up in one of the wings. I'm actually at the 2nd position here, and I'm going to the 3rd position here. In the background, you'll see Skullix. He is at the 1st position. Now we're in the 3rd. This is the 4th. Dom is getting into the 5th, and then Cookies is going to float in midair and activate the 5th node, which will complete the 4th security bypass. Go back to the same node again. This time we're going to do something tricky. All 6 players are going to have to stand relatively close to each other so that you can form a 6-man line. This is going to disconnect the tether from its original starting node. Once you've done that, you're going to go ahead and jump through the gauntlet right here. You cannot go around. If you try to, you will be ambushed by adds, and you will not be able to fight back because you're tethered. After you're across, go ahead and activate all 6 nodes, then proceed through the final jumping puzzle. At the area where the enemies start spawning, there's going to be a gap between 2 Vex Milk waterfalls. All 6 players need to go inside. At the end of that cavern, there's going to be a node that starts the sequence, and at the very beginning of the cavern in an alcove, you'll see the final node that I'm looking at right here. This one should be pretty easy to do without any tricky maneuvering. Once you've got it activated, you can do the final step. All 6 players are going to need to align themselves between the 2 nodes at the very end. You're going to want to number them 1 through 6. Make sure that you remember which number your particular character is. It doesn't really matter which it is, but you need to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6, because the next thing that's going to happen is these security nodes are going to create a bunch of different patterns. There are about 10 patterns, and if you don't make them fast enough, you will fail, so make sure that everybody knows their number well, and either follows from the first or final node to make sure that they are standing on the right plate quickly. Player 1 will be on the first plate that the light touches, player 2 will be on the second plate that the light touches, and so forth. After the game tells you that you've activated the final security bypass, all you have to do is continue and kill the final boss. In the final dropdown where the last chest is, right when you've completed the raid, there's going to be a second chest, and if you've done everything right, you should be able to open it, and it should have divinity inside. Congratulations on your new exotic, you're a badass. Thanks for watching.